as you can probably tell from just taking a cursory glance at the sort of videos that I post on here and the sort of t-shirts that I wear in the videos, I'm a massive black metal fan. I do reviews for a couple of websites, and most of the reviews that I do for albums are relating to black metal bands. I'm the bass player in a black metal band myself. We haven't recorded anything yet or done anything really, but in the next year or so, we're hoping. Me and the guys in that band are planning to record a demo and do the odd show here and there, but we haven't got the resources at the moment. So obviously, as you can probably tell, just from those two statements, a lot of my time will be taken up with listening to black metal, thinking about black metal, writing about black metal, and writing my own, or trying to write my own. So a lot of my mates, considering how much of my life is taken up by black metal, they often ask me like, what was the first album that really got you into black metal? And this is the first one. The one I'm going to talk about is one that got me into black metal, but it certainly wasn't the first black metal band I'd heard. I'd heard a lot of stuff like Dark Throne and Immortal and Marduk before, but I wasn't into. I didn't really get the sound at that point. I was quite young. I was used to stuff like thrash metal, which is the sort of stuff that I started listening to when I first got into metal. And the whole idea of something that was really raw, had a really low fidelity production, didn't really connect with me at that time. But when I was 16, almost 17, a friend of mine, I was around at his house and he was playing some music and he played a song by a Norwegian band, and I was like, this sounds great. Who are they? Trying to get all this information out of him. And he said the band is called Dimmu Borgir, and this is off their new album. The new album is called Insorti Diabli. And I went home, listened to a few songs off the album. And I was like, these are even better than the one that was on this promotional CD that he was playing me. And I got really, obviously, I got, like you do at that age, at the age of 15, 16, 17, I got really engrossed in it and bought a copy of the album at some point a few weeks later when I saw it in a shop in Leeds, picked it up, and went home and I listened to it religiously for weeks. It was basically all I listened to. Now, a lot of people, this isn't the most popular album by Dimmu, and people often sort of slag it off, but I'm one of those people where just because of what it means to me is the first proper black metal album that I got into, I'm always kind of willing to defend it. I just like the whole album is pretty good. It's not obviously their best, but it's a good introduction to their music because it's not quite the stuff that was coming before, like Death Cult Armageddon, but it's not quite. It's somewhere in between where they ended up doing this sort of black metal, rock, black and roll sort of thing, and what they'd come from, which was a symphonic black metal background. I still listen to this now. I still listen to this album quite regularly. And I think that is ultimately the mark of a good album. If you actively stick it on in the future, years after you first heard it, and get into it and get really engrossed by it, even that many years later. I still love the music. I still listen to it a lot. Like I said, not the best or the most popular, I guess, Dimmu album, but it's very close to my heart. Like I said, I heard this not long before my 17th birthday. I didn't turn 23 that much long ago. Not, so we're talking about 6 and a bit years ago. It was so yeah. It's the fact that even 6 years later, I'm still listening to it and I'm still like it, and it took me down a path of a type of music that I ended up loving, and wanting to do stuff seriously about it, take it seriously, write about it, consider it, do my own. It's I wouldn't say it's an album that's changed my life, because I don't think that albums change people's lives. They might just it changed my perception of music, but it didn't change my life. But like I said, it's nonetheless a fantastic album. So yeah, that is the first black metal album I ever got. The first album that I heard by a black metal band that got me into the genre.